Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Amir Shakur Speaks Morning Show with your host, Amir Shakur. That'll be me. And we're opening up today on a we got some very interesting news, some tragic news, to say the least. We're here nonetheless anyway, and we're going to do the best we can to present for you the best that we can with you in mind. We're setting a pulse, waking them up, establishing authority, and setting today with intention. So peace and power to the early risers and the truth seekers. It's first day, grace day towards the end of the month. But with that in mind, you're tuned into the heartbeat of the culture. I'm your host, Amir Shakur, and we're moving forward to few things that I really want to tune into, and we're going to do that together. So, by the way, if you have not, please like, subscribe, and share to the Amir Shakur Speaks Morning Show, and join our VIPs in the VIP room. And they're doing a wonderful job like they always do. And you know what I always say, your voice matters, so stand up and speak out, right? And that's right. Good morning, everyone. And Amir Shakur, thank you so much. That's Miss Ramona, one of our months. Thank you. And Canada, UK. Listen, they do my job so well that I don't even have to do it, right? I can almost sit at home. Let's see. Sorry about the interruption, but like, subscribe, and share. Your voice matters, and that's it. Hit that like button. Thank you for your support. Good morning to you as well. Good morning. Yep. So you're tuned in to the Amir Shakur Speaks Morning Show. If you're joining us for the first time, go on the Amir Shakur Speaks broadcast channel, and you can join again. You can join our beautiful moderators and hard at work, making sure that they make a difference all across the globe, right? Let's pull that comment down, and let's get right to it. The news that matters, fresh news while you were asleep. Okay, so today we've got some ongoing information from I guess we'll start off with tragic news based out of Indiana. Justice for Anita Ann Grayson. Say that name, Anita Ann Grayson. Reports are coming from Fort Wayne, Indiana, nonetheless, that a 75-year-old resident of Indiana is currently making national headlines following a tragic, highly publicized event that resulted in her death. On May 13th, as a matter of fact, Grayson was involved in an incident, physical altercation inside a Tim Hortons restaurant. It's more or less almost a truck stop type of scenario. It's on Iceway in Fort Wayne, Indiana. The confrontation began after a dispute with a drive-through order, according to a detailed investigative release and surveillance footage that was released on yesterday by the Fort Wayne Police Department. The timeline of events unfolded as follows, and we're going to show the clip. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go ahead and show the clip. And I definitely want if you're in the audience, please clip this, because as tragic as it is, there is no sound to this video, so I will have to moderate it. And let's go ahead and show that as we pull it up. There it is. So give us 1 second. So let me, excuse me. All right, I think we're in place. So yeah, please, warning, this is distressful content. So the video begins roughly on May 13th, right around 8 p.m. Miss Horton, Miss Ann walks into the Tim Hortons restaurant, and this is after a dispute with a 17-year-old employee. So she would be in the blue right there, blue jean top, gray hair, and the altercation ended again with her. Let me slow this down just a little bit because I think it's very important that we capture what's going on. So at this point, she's in the restaurant, and the confrontation begins after a dispute regarding a drive-through order. According to, let's pull up a bigger picture for you. According to the details from the Fort Wayne police, the investigative release and surveillance footage, the verbal escalation began just about 8 p.m. So, excuse me, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Let's bring that up to the verbal escalation. So right now, what I believe is happening here, and really can't be sure, but I believe she's asking for a manager to come to, to discuss the order issue with her. She has her order in her hand, and it looks like there's a lively verbal going back and forth. So the order is in the hand. You can see that. This is a 3-minute video segment, nonetheless. So now I see things are getting a little bit high tension, and Miss Ann is pointing and she's saying something. So the manager is discussing back and forth with her, and they're going back and forth. So this is I guess this is the shift supervisor, and the cashier, lead cashier. Now here's where the shoving match begins. All right, so there's the employee was struck in the face, and now here's the physical confrontation that begins. So apparently, based upon the video footage that was observed, the employees, the female employees, began to all get into a physical confrontation after Miss Grayson was instructed to leave. Don't know what that is that's circled, but apparently the shift leader placed a hand out to block her, and then it caused a forceful confrontation, and the leader was struck in her face. This confrontation roughly happened, and it resulted in the death of Miss Grayson. As far as the details of what caused the death, I think those details are currently being researched. But after this particular footage is what you're seeing is Miss Grayson sitting down. This is from the clip is from the New York Post, but it was released from the police footage. So we're gonna have more details about this incident. Again, the death of a 75-year-old resident of Indiana is currently making national headlines. If you're just joining us, Anita Ann Grayson is her name, and she was unfortunately unlived inside a Tim Hortons restaurant in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Tragic set of circumstances. While the investigation is ongoing, the footage was released to the public on yesterday, so which makes it a current spiraled event. And we're gonna keep the public informed about it. Yes, it is tragic. Justice for Anita, and prayers to the family. Yeah, it is a terrible incident, and we are sad to hear that. According to news reports, and there are global incidents of these things happening, but this Tim Hortons restaurant incident is currently being investigated, and it's causing a public backlash. You see groups like Demand Justice and other groups that are out and about, and you're seeing ongoing public protests that are growing every day because of this incident. So we are praying for the family. We are praying for the best for Miss Anita, and then we're going to go ahead and move on to the news and keep you guys updated as the events unroll. Okay, all right. So next, reports of Mr. Trump at his usual shenanigans, and $8.7 billion slush fund has been created for Mr. Trump, and that settlement is sparking new backlash from members of Congress, and that is something that it's the open looting of the American Republic by a criminal political movement that no longer even bothers to conceal its attempt for law, ethics, and constitutional order, according to Steve Schmidt, political pundit, which I agree with. The Trump administration is openly looting, and the details of this slush fund that was created by Mr. Trump and his allies to give some kind of restitution to the members of the January 16th involved crimes of looting the Capitol. And they, according to Mr. Trump, they needed to be paid through restitution for their looting of the Capitol. So a $10 billion lawsuit was announced against the IRS for releasing Mr. Trump's tax returns, nonetheless. But instead of going forward with that, Mr. Trump announced through the Justice Department that what we're going to do instead is we're going to just give $1.8 billion to whoever we designate. And the overseers are people who are appointed by Trump. So basically, in essence, it's just a slush fund. I think we have video of it, folks, and I've spoken and we've addressed this issue, but it is definitely an ongoing concern about the slush fund settlement. And it's one of the biggest levels of looting of the American Treasury funds in U.S. history by a U.S. president, definitely to the extent of criminal. So we're gonna go ahead and look at that, and I'm gonna minimize so we can just check out the news clip, and give us a second.
Growing opposition to a $1.8 billion fund established as part of President Trump's settlement with the IRS for leaking his tax returns. The so-called anti-weaponization fund is aimed at compensating people Trump says were mistreated by the Justice Department during President Biden's time in office. That group could include people who attacked police officers during the January 6th riot at the Capitol. 2 officers who survived the riot are now suing to stop the fund, calling it a taxpayer-funded slush fund to finance the insurrectionists and paramilitary groups that commit violence in his name.
It sends that if you commit violence in Donald Trump's name, that you will be protected legally, you will be rewarded financially.
Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says a commission will decide who gets payouts from the fund.
People that hurt police get money all the time. There's a process where if you believe you have your rights violated, you can apply for funds, you can sue, you can file a claim, you can go to court.
But some Republicans are among those questioning the process.
Why are we setting aside $1.8 billion for this in a different process? If someone is damaged by the federal government right now, there is already a process in place to be able to get restitution for that.
I don't support it. I think you can't do that.
Critics also question how the overall settlement was reached. It was expanded this week to end any current IRS audits of the president, his family, or businesses. Trump says he was hands-off during those negotiations.
I released them from the lawsuit, and I guess they made a settlement of some kind. I wasn't involved in the settlement.
The Justice Department has yet to respond to the officer's lawsuit. A former Trump administration official is already requesting money from the fund, claiming he was unfairly treated by the FBI during the Russia election interference investigation.
Your one sentence.
Mr. Trump is at his usual shenanigans again, as we see, and this slush fund is going to continue causing friction. $1.8 billion slush fund that's designated to go to anyone who Mr. Trump feels like is worthy of receiving those funds. And I think it's tragic. I think it's a definite misuse of the American public in our funds. And I think it's also a continued cluster and the ongoing tragedy of that, which is known as the Trump administration, and the tragic figure himself, Mr. Donald Trump. So we'll keep you guys gamefully updated about that as we are moving on to other news. And gonna go ahead and go to a segment which you know and love so much. It is what we call a picture can tell 1,000 words. So if you are a new graduate or a newlywed, or maybe you got some new shoes, or maybe a new suit or new dress, anything, go ahead and send it on in to Amir Shakur Speaks at gmail.com. I'll go ahead and look at it, and I'll do my best to to spread the word about, hey, Betty's got some new shoes, y'all need to check her out. And listen, I'm gonna suggest that if you send stuff, don't send nothing criminal, I would say, because I will report you. Okay, I'll snitch. I'm gonna be honest. I will snitch. Okay, so don't send me anything criminal because I don't want to see it. But today, in a picture can tell 1,000 words, we got something that's cute. I don't know if I've seen this before, but okay, it's Fido, and Fido is the guy that's doing his best Mr. Krabs Mr. Krabs imitation. It looks kind of intimidating as well. Okay, so Mr. Krabs, who knows Mr. Krabs? And yeah, I guess this is a Mr. Krabs type look, and he's got the full face features, and Fido is he's in it to win it. Maybe this is from Halloween in Florida. I don't know, what it's from. They didn't say, but it's definitely interesting dynamic, folks, when you want to dress up Fido and your animals to, make characters. And you guys know Mr. Krabs, by the way. If you're a SpongeBob fan, let's see, can we pull up Mr. Krabs, a picture of Mr. Krabs? Let's see if there's Mr. Krabs. So that's who Fido's trying to be like, Mr. Krabs. And hey, not a bad person to be like. I'm a SpongeBob fan myself, I guess. And let's get back to Fido. And I don't know what his name is or her name is, but she's definitely in it to win it. And yeah, I can see the resemblance between you and Mr. Krabs, you know what I mean? So hey, that Mr. Krabs outfit is banging. So thank you for that, and keep up the good work, and let me know what you're gonna do next Halloween. Maybe you could do Donald Trump, or maybe you can do Taco or something like that, you know what I mean? But anyway, to make a long story short, who's Taco? Somebody just asked me who's Taco. Come on, guys. You guys know who Taco is. I shouldn't have to tell you that again. Who's Taco? Who is Taco, folks? Come on, VIPs. You guys know who Taco is. That's Taco. That's a spoiled rotten Taco. Hey, listen, I didn't make it. Somebody else made it up. I didn't. So anyway, picture can tell 1,000 words, folks. Thank you for sending your pictures in. Hey, send me those lovely pictures. I'll be more than happy to share in the wealth of, what you got going on. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to our last segment of the day, and that is the indictment. Yeah, Tacos Trump, 1 minute too late, $1 too short there, Miss Ramona. Yeah, she said, it's Mr. Trump. Yeah, we know it now. Okay, thank you for that. My moderators are always good. I love you guys. So yeah, back to the news. So listen, we are into weaponization of the government like never before, and we are this one is a reach like I've never seen before. And if you have just joined us, please hit that like button. The U.S. has indicted former Cuban president Raul Castro, a major escalation of tensions against the United States for a flurry of things. And the 94-year-old Raul Castro president of Cuba's former brother of Cuba's former president, Fidel Castro. And they've indicted 5 others this week with charges stemming from a historic incident where Castro ordered the military fighter jets to be shot down and 2 unnamed U.S. civilian planes operated by an exile group, Brothers to the Rescue, to be shot down. This move significantly ratchets up the Trump administration's pressure on the Cuban government to serve in a severe energy crisis on the island. Don't ask me what that's all about, but the White House has went ahead and gone forward with the Justice Department and asked for the indictment of Mr. Castro. Let's see if we can get or go ahead and play the footage. And I think it's I think it's a reach, but that's nothing new to this administration. So here we go.
Today, we are announcing an indictment charging Raul Castro and several others with conspiracy to kill U.S. nationals.
U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche on Wednesday announced the indictment of former Cuban President Raul Castro on 4 counts of murder, 1 count of conspiracy, and 2 counts of destruction of aircraft.
If you kill Americans, we will pursue you, no matter who you are, no matter what title you hold, and in this case, no matter how much time has passed.
The charges against Castro are based on a 1996 incident in which Cuban jets shot down planes operated by a group of Cuban exiles. The indictment, announced by Blanche in Miami at an event to honor the victims, represents a major escalation in Washington's pressure campaign against Cuba's communist government. Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel called the indictment a political maneuver devoid of any legal foundation. The Cuban government has argued that the 1996 strike was a legitimate response to the planes intruding on Cuban airspace. U.S. President Donald Trump has pushed for a regime change in Cuba, where communists have been in charge since Raul Castro's brother, Fidel, led a revolution in 1959. Former President Raul Castro remains a powerful figure in Cuban politics.
What's coming next for Cuba?
What we're going to see, it's a failing nation.
Following Wednesday's announcement, Trump said there won't be an escalation with Cuba.
We're freeing up Cuba.
The U.S. has effectively imposed a blockade on the island by threatening sanctions on countries supplying it with fuel, triggering power outages, and delivering blows to Cuba's already fragile economy. In a video message to the Cuban people, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, whose parents were Cuban immigrants to the United States, offered Cuba $100 million in aid and blamed Cuba's leaders for shortages of electricity, food, and fuel. In response, Cuban Foreign Minister Bruno Rodriguez called Rubio, quote, the mouthpiece of corrupt and vengeful interests, but did not rule out accepting the aid. The U.S. also indicted Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro in January, albeit on drug charges, then sent its military into Caracas to arrest him. 94-year-old Castro last appeared in public in Cuba earlier this month, and there is no evidence that he has since left the island or that the government would allow him to be extradited.
So thank you, Reuters, for that information. I'm going to wholeheartedly suggest that Raul Castro is not a threat to anyone at this point. And I think that the Trump administration is continuously proceeding forward with the gross overreach. And, it's something that's typical that we expect of this administration. So we'll keep an eye out for what's going on and the details of that. I just know of an indictment. I don't know if he was picked up. I don't think that the American government would pick him up in Cuba. I think that there's just a consistent indictment as far as what we know, but we'll definitely keep you updated. All right. So we are going to end our segment today with the Amir Shakur Speaks Moment editorial. And there you go. And, basically stand up and speak out. It's our end of the show editorial about current events and what's going on. And today I just want to delve in, and I want you guys to clip this. VIPs, let me know what you think about this. The danger of a 15-second narrative and the tragedy of Anita Ann Grayson. It teaches us about viral outrage in the ages of smartphones, and truth has increasingly been reduced to a commodity. The 15-minute segment that we saw in the media landscape is an escape from what reality is, and whoever posts first wins the narrative, regardless of whatever transpired actually before the camera was rolling. The recent tragic death of the 75-year-old Anita Ann Grayson in Fort Wayne, Indiana, at a Tim Hortons restaurant is sobering. It's painful. It's a case study in why we must stop letting viral media snippets dictate public execution by a court of public opinion. What does that mean, Amir? That means that when the news first broke yesterday of Miss Grayson's passing, and during the physical altercation with these restaurant employees, a familiar and immediate wave of public fury surged online, fueled by low-quality cell phone footage captured amid the struggle. A narrative quickly solidified, and the elderly woman who lost her life tragically and had brutally been assaulted by fast food workers, and there were demands for immediate arrest, and boycotts are going on, and institutional accountability is echoing across timelines in America. This narrative that appeals to our inner sense of justice can easily be distorted. What we have to have cooler heads prevail. We have to look for incidents where people can not just interpret these things, but wait for law in order to affect the situation, but not only law and order, because let's remember this. There are two ways to try these cases: in the court of public opinion and the courts of law. We see an elderly in conflict with some folks. We see conflict. We see our instincts demand for protection of this vulnerable woman, whoever it is, whoever is vulnerable. We are instinctually driven to protect that person. But instincts are not evidence, right? So we gotta sit back and we gotta wait. We gotta wait for everything to move forward. Now we can object and we can be objectively disagreeable that no one should lose their life in any restaurant over a 15-minute argument over an order going wrong, and I've been a victim of a similarly suited scenario, to whereas I even was arrested in Indiana nonetheless after a fight. It's something that we see way too often. Did the Fort Wayne Police Department do the right thing by releasing the surveillance footage? Yes, they did the right thing at the start of the incident, not waiting till later, not trying to manipulate, not trying to hide the incident. Because here's the thing, the moment and the second and every minute that you wait, then public sentiment grows higher and higher. And maybe they believe that if they showed the confrontation and the aggression from, may have been from both sides. I don't know. I'm not in position to say that, but they may believe if they've shown that, maybe it would cool public protests and public anger. In any event, it did show that a 20-year-old shift leader attempting to de-escalate the situation by stepping between a teenage employee, but only to be forcibly shoved and pushed back in the face by Miss Grayson, and the struggle that ensued shortly thereafter. That is it a direct result of we don't know what was there. We didn't know. We can't hear the narrative, the verbal and the vocal narrative. So I would reserve judgment for the days and the moments ahead. But I will say again that Miss Grayson's death is an absolute tragedy, a dispute over a drive-through order, again, that no one should lose their life, and the ever cost of being a human in this country doesn't mean that we have to lose our lives. The cost of life is something that should never happen, but we see it happening time and time again. So that's what I have to stand against. And that's what we have to call for justice about. Not just justice, but journalistic integrity as well. We have to begin to look at these issues and be able to interpret them for what it's worth. All right. All right. So my whole truth at this point is we have to discipline and wait for the facts, but have the courage to correct the record and stand up against injustice wherever it is, even in this case. Let's let the tragedy in Fort Wayne only be a turning point. You know, we've seen it happen again one more time to one more African American person, to Amir A.H, you know, Trayvon Martin. I mean, you can just go down the line. Eric Gardner. I mean, I just don't have the stomach to go for or to be involved or to engage or to look at or to even understand why these things are happening, because they should stop. It should stop. So let's not let the court of public opinion go negative and go rogue, but let's envelop that court of public opinion to ask for justice and continue calling out justice, because the courts of public opinion have outweighed and a lot of times, I'm going to say a lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times, have weighed in on the courts of law to do the right thing. So before the truth even gets a chance to speak, we're asking for the court of public opinion to continue kicking in, but in a positive sense and pass judgment. That's all I have to say. Thank you, VIPs, for being who you are, what you are. Thank you for listening. And, you know, we're going to say at the end of this, you know, we definitely pray for justice for Anita Ann Grayson. I'm out of here. I appreciate y'all.